Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, BEA. So in today's video, as you can see on the title, I will be sharing my port of entry here on the US. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So my flight was last February 29, 2020. It's 9 p.m. and we got there 4 to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So the first thing we did is we check in all the luggage, and most of our stuffs are on the box, so they inspect it, as in they open the box and they repacked it again. After we check in our luggage, what I did is I go to the other side, which is the left side on the NAIA, or the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. On the left side there you will see the immigrant, they have booths right there. So first I asked the guard, and he asked me if I have the paper that I will be showing to the booth and before I get into the plane. He will instruct you where to get it though. So what I did was I filled it up, and then after I filled it up, I go back and ask if my husband can join me to that booth, since it's an immigrant booth. They are supposed to go to the right side of the airport, but since there's nobody there, we asked the guard if my husband can join me. So we go into the left side. He will ask you some basic information about yourself and about your visa, and then we paid for the travel tax at the middle or the center reception. I paid 1,620 if I'm not mistaken. It's based on the class where you belong on your plane tickets. We go back to the booth. So the first tip that I will give you is be there 4 to 5 hours early before your flight. The first reason why is because usually international flight recommending 3 hours before your flight. Most of us are going there 3 hours ahead of time. So basically, there's usually a big line when you go there about 3 hours before your flight. So I got there 4 to 5 hours, which is a good time because there's no line. It's better to wait comfortably than waiting in line. So that's my first tip. The second step is after waiting for 4 to 5 hours, they called us and it's time for our flight. So the paper that I got from the guard that I filled up already will be given to them. Before I got to the plane, they will ask me for that paper. So it's important that you filled out that paper and you get that before you check in. My tip number 2 was to be attentive, listen to the announcement, and never be afraid to ask questions because they're willing to help. So if you're traveling alone, you don't know what to do, and if it's your first time to travel international flights and you have no idea what's the next thing to do, it's better to ask them. Number 3 is to wear and bring jackets, especially when you arrive at US, and especially if the weather is cold. So I arrived winter time, so it's cold, and even though if it's not cold when I arrived, the plane was too cold for me. So better be comfortable because you have a long flight, as in it's not really that comfortable. We traveled 13 hours, I think 13 hours straight flight, so it's better to be comfortable than be sorry for yourself, you know. So when you arrive, you'll register on the machine. The first time that my husband encountered that as well, so we need to ask for assistance if you don't understand anything. So the same tip when you're still on Manila. So after that, when you register on the machine, you will go to the line and you will be on the booth for some questioning. But luckily, he didn't ask me anything. Said he just called someone and confirmed if he have to like get something or some documents from me, and then the person told him that I don't need anything from her, so let her go. So that's the time that I feel so relieved because I really don't know. So always prepare your documents with you and never be afraid. I have no idea what will I bump into. So I bring all my documents with me, and even the medical, because they usually say that the medical sheet that they gave us at St. Luke's, they will ask on the booth or on the immigration when you arrive at the US. But I think since they're electronic, they don't ask me for any documents. So, I'm good. So, I'm so relieved. After that, they will give you the sheet, and then he will stamp it like A, B, or C or something based on your category. If you have foods, you will be on the long line of inspection. So, at the plane, they will give you some paper if you're a new immigrant or you're new there. You need to register everything that you bring. So even the amount, you will give it to them, and then they will stamp it as A or B. I think they stamped us as A or B because we have some overloaded foods and pasalubong from Philippines to here. So we got a long line, really. But my tip number 5 would be make a research and don't bring those if you don't want to be on a long line. You want to just go smooth, and after the immigration booth, if you don't bring anything, and then you're good to go, you can go home. Yeah, that's my port of entry experience. So I got here at the time where pandemic starts. The time that we arrive here or the time of our flight, they have no like special consideration for the pandemic because it's just starting, but we wear our mask at the whole time we're on the plane, and the whole time that we're on the airport, and the whole time that we got here. And we go into self-quarantine for 14 days, even though it's not recommended when we arrived here, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Hopefully this video helps. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did like these kinds of videos, and comment down below if you have some questions. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell to keep you posted on my upcoming videos. This is me, BEA, signing off, reminding you to be a believer of your own beauty and be a blessing to everybody. See you on my next video. Bye!